I decided I'd have to defend myself in there.
How would that have worked? Not our order, you.
What do you mean, how would that have worked? That's what you did!
I was gonna say. I hope you're watching over me, Kazuma.
Don't fuck up.
Oh, don't mind me, my dears. I'll just be getting on with my meeting.
Is that Link's grandma?
Must finish these mitts for my dear grandson Link.
Is that Link's grandma?
He's knitting the hero's tunic right now,
Yep.
Lewis.
Hello, everybody. KVTV Under the Sun is back. We are in the middle of the third case. I will try to say case and not episode because that's really confusing, but we are on the third case.
We are pondering the omnibus.
Yes, we're pondering about the omnibus. The literal crime scene has entered the courtroom, and so we're now
Okay.
going to examine it.
But can we ponder the polybus?
The what?
The polybus.
The polybus?
Yeah, the polybius. Never mind.
I'm just happy to be here.
Well, let's open that door and go inside, shall we?
Ugh. The scene of a murder. It's horrible. I mean, you've been to two of them, so...
You were in one of
Scene
them.
of the murderer. Scene of a murder. You were in two of those
Why are
scenes.
you doing that? Don't mind me. You have to skip the dialogue. I don't know why it told me to leave. How do I... Oh, it's the arrow keys that make me... Okay. I was like, how do I do this again? Here we go.
Well, we found...
I love the implication that he's just walking in the middle of the court.
Yep. That's blood that's soaked into the seat. The victims, obviously.
Yes, and that seat would clearly be visible from the roof deck.
Would you really stab somebody in full view of the other passengers like that? I wonder.
The first case was someone getting shot in the middle of a restaurant.
Yeah.
What the hell, man?
If you listen to that kind voice overhead, Naruhodo-san, I believe you have your answer there. And that's... I mean, in this particular case, it was after dark.
Also
Yeah, at least
kind.
it wasn't lunchtime.
And there was a lamp on in here, so perhaps the culprit couldn't see anything outside through the skylights.
Whichever way you look at it, it doesn't seem like it was a planned attack.
How
How did you work that out?
What?
Wait, how did you work that out?
If it was a planned attack, I don't think there would be blood on the seats.
Or witnesses.
That's a poster for the great exhibition that's due to start 6 months from now. There's a lot of focus being drawn to the Crystal Tower, the centerpiece
no.
of the whole exposition.
No, get out of here.
Yep.
None of that.
What? I need to know.
It's okay.
What?
You might get Circus Tower. It'll be fine.
No!
What? What's Circus Tower?
FF14 things.
Alright, so Final Fantasy 14, there's a sequence of 24-man raids called the Crystal Tower.
Yep.
It consists of the Labyrinth of the Ancients, Circus Tower, and World of Darkness.
And it's kind of based off the Crystal Tower in Final Fantasy III, or at least gained some inspiration, I think.
Yeah.
For the most
And
part.
that freaking dungeon, yeah, in Final Fantasy III, it freaking sucks.
But in Final Fantasy XIV, it's the very first raid that was introduced in the base game. Therefore, it is basically a cakewalk at this point. It is just it's a snooze fest. You want to just take a nap for 30 minutes? Crystal Tower, there you go.
At least it's painless. A lot of if you get later ones, it's kind of rough.
I
if you're
just
gonna
want
finish
to
or
be
not.
alive. I don't want to waste 30 minutes doing nothing, Taisa.
It's not even 30 minutes anymore. It's like 15
People
or
still
10
die
minutes.
in World of Darkness.
Well, that's World of Darkness.
Okay, see, I thought it was something to do with Sailor Moon, so I was way off.
No, that's Crystal Tokyo. Come on, man.
Neo Crystal Tokyo.
Keep up.
I do.
Oh, the Crystal Tower. It's under construction already, I believe. People all over London must be fizzing with excitement at the prospect of such a grand event.
I'm sure it's more exciting than what Crystal Tower is in 14.
Or
Is this
3.
gonna say the same thing? Yep, that's still the same thing. Alright, don't mind me.
It's a poster. It's a different looking poster, but it's for the same thing.
The seat has a handle, it seems.
Ba-ba-ba-da!
This looks like all sorts of equipment that might be needed to keep the omnibus running.
Heating tubs, tools to repair wheels, blankets, horseshoeing tools. So it's a storage compartment for the coachman to keep his things, it seems.
There doesn't seem to be any space for passengers to stow their luggage, that's for sure.
Well, I don't imagine it would be very convenient for that purpose anyway. That's where
Anything
people
else?
sit, Naruhodo-san. With their butts.
Dang, you got me there.
It's quite a large skylight, isn't it?
Yes, quite large enough to afford a good view into the cabin from the roof deck.
And there doesn't appear to be a handle or catch of any description. So I suppose it can't be opened from inside the cabin, at least. Anything else? That was the weird bird chirping outside my yard. Alright, I've never heard that bird before.
Who put this bird in this omnibus? Why is there a bird in this omnibus?
I wouldn't be surprised if there's like a stray sparrow just flying around in here. Alright, I think that's it then.
Have you seen enough? Let's step back outside then.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else. Can I examine from up top?
I believe so.
Alright, well.
Spin the whole thing. Yes. Yes.
So, this is the roof deck to the omnibus.
And you are seeing it from your position, flying above it.
We actually climbed up here, the serious voice on, but thank you for your implications. Oh, you must have a wonderful view of London's streets from up here.
So people sit all the way up here on bitter winter nights with the cold air rushing past them? And they have to pay money to do so?
I can't imagine how cold it must feel.
That just made me think of something horrible. Can you imagine being dragged around the city in the freezing cold as a punishment? Naruhodo.
Perhaps that is the real price you pay to stay out late.
Oh my god. What if they don't have a choice, man? People just have jobs. I can't pick
What the
this.
hell, guys?
Also, it's a mode of transportation. Would you rather walk all the way home in the cold weather?
I don't really have like a joke. Just what the hell, guys?
Did we examine all of the omnibus outside?
I guess so. I think that was all I
Oh.
really needed to do.
Oh, okay.
Let us continue with proceedings then. Your cross-examination, Counsel.
I don't remember the statements.
I don't expect this Nipponese stray to understand the intricacies of a British court's cross-examination rights.
I know
I'm
that
sure
much.
it's the same as all cross-examinations, probably.
All right. My first cross-examination in a British court, which is probably going to be the same thing anyway from the Japanese one. Don't worry. Focus, Ryunosuke. Focus.
I mean, if we know anything about Prosecutor Ouchi, he really likes the British, so I'm pretty sure the cross-examination's the same.
I'm going to press everything because I think that's what we did last time. Yeah, and I also don't remember anything. Hold it! Yes, I think it was sometime after 10, wasn't it?
Oh, yes, sir. That's right, sir, yes. Oh, ever so cold it was, freezing, in fact.
And you had 4 passengers on board at the time. Is that correct?
Oh, yes, that's right, sir. Not all traveling in the same parts of the bus, of course, no. And there were no other passengers when the incident took place. No one alighted, for example. You're quite right with that, sir. No other passengers like that, no, none.
So nobody fled the scene of the crime then?
I have to say, the boss insists on running it. He does every evening. That last bus of the day. Oh, but I do wonder sometimes if it's altogether worthwhile. Yes, sorry to say.
What do you mean by that?
Well, what with it being so cold and everything, and only making 20 pence on the run, you see. Yes, I spend that much at the pub on the way home, just trying to warm up again.
It's a net loss, is what you're telling me.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, why are you still cold in this room?
It's just always cold, forever.
Oh, well, that sucks.
Yeah.
It does.
And you saw them through the skylight in the roof of the carriage.
That's right. When you sit up on the top deck, the window's right there at your feet. There was a lamp on the inside, so I had a pretty good view. The two of them were wearing hats, and I couldn't exactly make out their faces. But there's not a shred of doubt in my mind that it was Mr. McGilded.
How can you be so sure? You didn't see their faces, hello?
Well, how can I put it politely? Goddamn, I'm slipping accents again.
This is gonna happen, we're all just gonna have to accept it.
Yep.
Trying to do Australian's harder than I thought. I'm just trying to do Kano from Mortal Kombat, but it's hard.
No, that's fine, that's good. You're doing great, honestly. I always have like a line.
This
That helps me
guy's
get back
beard
into
doesn't
it.
make any sense.
Hmm?
This guy's beard doesn't make any sense.
He probably shaved it that way.
Well, I mean, more so that, like, for where his mustache starts to come in, like, there's more coming out, and then it looks like the part underside is just, like, an afterthought. It's not, like, directly connected. It's weird.
God damn it, now I can't unsee that.
So what you're telling me is the mustache is a wig.
Oh,
Maybe.
he's the true culprit.
It's the only thing that makes sense.
Sorry, I'm just still trying to, but now I'm distracted by the whole beard thing. Well, how can I put it politely? Okay, screw it, I'm just going with it.
Just
McGlide.
do whatever. He'll just change accents in between tests. It's fine. People's like, why are you changing accents? Don't think about it.
He's trying to get his story straight. Part of getting his story straight is trying to remember how he does accents, and he keeps slipping up.
Also anxiety issues.
That too.
McGilded is a gentleman of rather small stature. I couldn't have mistaken him for anyone else.
Let's not forget that when the vehicle came to a halt, the only people inside the enclosed cabin were the deceased Mr. Mason and Mr. McGilded. There's no room for doubt here.
I really wish there was.
Hold it!
You actually saw the exact moment it happened?
Didn't I already testify to that? Or a fair dinkum hard-working city banker is not considered trustworthy these days.
Oh, no, I didn't mean that. Your profession
cane
means
down.
jack shit. This is no good. I've really got his backup. I've really got his backup? What?
Did
I read that right?
He's on his back. He's like, I'm too close to his back, and now he has his guard up.
Oh, God. Okay.
This is...
I've only ever heard that phrase exactly once.
yeah,
And it was in
that phrase.
Reboot.
Oh.
It was in season 3 of Reboot. And the only reason I remember that is because it's the first episode when, like, time-skipped Enso Matrix gets introduced. And he's in some messed up version. And he's in some messed up city. And this one kid that acts like what he used to act like shows up. And he says to the kid, because he's being obnoxious, "You've really got my backup, kid." And then the kid's like, "Backup? That can be my name. Backup." And it's like, "Yep, all right. This is annoying. This is happening. All right. Yep,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
all right." That's the only time I've
such-
ever heard that phrase.
It's such an
I really
interesting
like Reboot.
I could see that, but also it's a very
Go watch
interesting
Reboot.
term of phrase. Anyway,
Except the reboot of Reboot.
No, not that. Not Guardian Code.
don't
Just
watch
Reboot.
Reboot.
There was a reboot of Reboot?
Yeah.
Shut up. No, there wasn't. There was nothing.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
only there was only Reboot.
Anyway,
My-
sorry.
My lord,
We probably shouldn't let this guy with the knife wait any longer.
Juror number 3, what's the meaning of this?
my mind is made up, my lord. Completely and utterly made up.
Made up about what?
I don't like the stinking rich. Never have. Mood.
Uh-huh.
They're always up to something or that they they're always up to something or other that they shouldn't be. Every one of them.
Not wrong.
Wait,
And that little leprechaun of a man is no exception. Well, he can't fool me.
where'd the fire come from? Hang on, what? What?
Yeah.
This is how the trials work.
This
you're
is how
on
British
the
courts
scale
work.
of justice, and you put fire in them, and fire holds gravity, I guess.
What?
We live in the Capcom universe.
Why are you surprised
Actually,
by this?
you know what? That explains everything.
Yeah, like,
no,
why
that's
are you surprised?
no, that explains everything. That's a proceed.
Oh my god. Could that mean that in a future Phoenix Wright game, he could be defending Dr. Light?
Oh! Why isn't it?
Oh, this is
there's
why
just
JoJo's
light.
also canon to Capcom, because Capcom has done JoJo games.
Actually, technically, Phoenix Wright is in the Archie comics for Mega Man.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, you're right!
He's
Oh
the
my-
one that got Dr. Wily out of jail.
Oh shit! I think I remember seeing the comic page for that. Oh, I gotta go look for it later. Anyway.
There's no point wasting time listening to any more of this. That's my opinion on the matter anyway.
You're a bad juror.
Yeah, actually.
This is precisely about what I was about to say. As the foreman of the jury, it is my duty to set a good example to my fellow jurors.
That's nice.
I just want to look like I have control of the jury. I am the foreman after all, so if someone's going to vote for negative, I'm going to vote for negative too. I'm definitely not a leader and definitely a follower, but I'm actually a leader.
Welcome to the court of public opinion, Ryunosuke.
What is happening here?
Let me see. Ah, yes. It seems that that's how members of the jury give their verdicts.
With fire?
See? See?
Apparently, yes. White for innocent and black for guilty. As the 6 members of the jury make up their minds about the case, one by one, they each cast a ball of fire into the great scales of justice, as we saw a moment ago.
That can't be, honestly, that can't be, safe. So if those enormous scales fall completely to the black side, does that mean...
Let's do our best to make sure that doesn't happen.
Ugh. Now I'm even more worried than I was before.
Very well. The court acknowledges a change in the jury's stance.
But I'm still cross-examining. God.
Counsel for the defense, please continue with your cross-examination.
This is a nightmare. I'm still in the middle of cross-examining. I don't know if I
How
want to
does
keep
this
examining.
place not get on fire from that?
That's what I'm wondering about, honestly. He stabbed him, you say, and you were sitting up on the roof deck, were you?
Yes, that's right, sir. I was up on the roof seats. I remember seeing that little gent sitting next to the fellow that was stabbed. I'd been thinking about a new hat design, you see, so I was gazing absent-mindedly around.
Maybe one that actually stays on your head.
Right.
But this is a unique design, I'll have you know. But then, it's staying in my head right now, in fact. Then I happened to look down through the skylights. It was sticking right out from his belly, that huge, great knife.
A grim sight indeed.
That didn't help me at all.
Well, I have already made my vote, so I'm just not going to do anything else, but I'll just talk to you. She's typing quite a bit. Oh, yeah, I guess I'm here too.
Uh-huh. I see.
And I should have
I'm
read
happy
that.
to be here.
I need
read
to
the
have
line.
like a notepad. I need to have like a notepad file open, so whenever it shows that she's typing, I can just smash up my keyboard. Just really get right into character.
That's her secret. She's always typing.
That appears to have made everyone more dubious that Mr. McGilded is telling the truth. If only we had some evidence to counter their suspicions.
Mr. First.
Oh, yes, sir.
Is this the knife you saw?
Oh, good grief. Yes, that's it. The very one, sir.
Is that?
Yes, Counsel. This is the blade that was driven into the victim's belly like a stake through the heart.
That is a blade of considerable size, Counsel.
It is. And furthermore, the scabbard is emblazoned prominently with a certain initial. The letter M, which seems oddly familiar.
I mean, it could be for Mason, it could be for
Please.
murder, it could be for
No.
Majin.
Majima? Majima?
M for Magnus, perhaps? Or McGilded, possibly? Take your pick. I'm not picking.
Manfred.
Manfred? No!
It seems this particular big name in London made a magnificent mistake.
Haha, you're very funny, sir. No, baby slaps! But there are M's everywhere. Yes, like in Mason.
Objection!
Wait, what is... He gets objection, but British.
Yes.
This blade is far too extravagant for a poor brickmaker to have owned. No, this weapon of murder almost certainly belongs to the accused.
Membrane.
Not conclusive, but certainly compelling, Counsel.
I mean, honestly, yeah, that's... Yeah.
Murder weapon. A largest knife that was found lodged in the victim's abdomen. Oh dear. Its quality and fancy ornamentation suggest must be quite valuable. Oh.
My lord, if you'll forgive the interruption.
Dorothy?
Juror number 2. Go on.
Mr. McGilded is a pillar of society and a gentleman. And a gentleman's word should be
Sacrosanct.
sacrosanct. Thank you, Adam.
You're welcome.
Adam?
However,
Are we just naming random AIs?
Yes.
The
All
M
right.
could be for Metroid.
It's the other M!
God.
those of us in service know we must accept hard truths.
Wait, what are you about to...
Dispose of the rubbish.
Oh god, Dorothy, calm down.
No, this is my angry voice.
No.
I can feel quite the aura from her.
I don't wish to cause offense, but I do like to eradicate all traces of filth and grime. I at least have permission for that.
Hey, she's got a voice. Let's go.
I have painstakingly typed every word uttered here today and cross-referenced all the facts. As such, I am now in a position to draw the only logical conclusion.
Well, we did it. He's guilty. We're done. Time to go home.
Not again.
Do we still get paid?
No,
We
we
still
didn't get paid.
That's for our 6 jury members who proposed a guilty verdict. There are only 2 left.
We've had it. Every time I press these witnesses for more information, I just make the situation worse.
It's almost like that's what would happen in a real trial.
Nevertheless, what we need more than anything at the moment is more information. We're still very much in the dark.
I suppose I'll just have to keep pressing the witness, knowing that more sparks may well fly.
We mustn't give up hope until we uncover something that'll give us a way to fight back.
But I think we only have one more statement to press. All right, I'll keep trying. This is bad. I can't give up. I just need to keep calm and listen to the witness's statements again. There's only one more statement, and I'm not looking forward to it.
Hold it!
What exactly did you see?
Oh, well, sir, that would be passenger, sir. Yes, collapsed on the floor. He was.
By the passenger, obviously you are referring to the victim, Mr. Mason, the brickmaker.
And then the other passenger has that knife in his hand, like this.
By the other passenger, obviously you are referring to the accused, Mr. Magnus McGilded.
And then he plunged it down like this, stabbing the other passenger in the belly. Thanks for the names. I'm too cold to quite pronounce them.
What?
Okay, wait, but we only saw blood on the seat.
My lord, I wish to speak.
Yes, juror number 5. Do I take it that you too?
As the master of the London Guild of Coachmen, the idea of a murder being committed in one of the city's carriages is utterly abhorrent to me. It wouldn't be right to make a decision before hearing all the facts, though, I said to myself.
You know, as this is going on, I really need to go back to see what the casting is, because I feel like I might have casted you for Juror 1 initially, too.
For me? For me?
Yeah, for you.
Yeah, you did.
I did! Okay, I don't think Lewis was here yet.
But I've heard enough now. The horse is bolted, as they say.
Wait, who says that? What?
I say that. Gee up now, Silver Blaze! The finish is in sight!
Better make sure that we never tip those scales completely. Immediately tips those scales completely.
It's time to tip the scales.
Thanks, Robin.
Beppo is a long-standing member of the guild, and I trust what the man says.
Oh, thank you, sir. You're too kind, sir.
Ugh, this is too unkind, sir.
Well, you're not a member of the guild now, are you?
Which now means that 5 jurors agree to condemn this man. So why was I brought here again? This seems pretty clear-cut. Madam Juror number 6.
Yes, dear. What can I do for you?
You have heard the testimonies of the witnesses in the stand.
Oh, yes, I certainly have. Still got my hearing, you know.
Then pray tell, why are you yet to pronounce your leaning?
He's busy knitting.
Yes, for my grandson, Link, please. Well, dear, the thing is, I am a creature of habit, me. I always go to the park at around this time of day and sit on a nice bench and get on with my knitting. There's a lovely little park just near where I live. McGilded Park, it's called.
Oh no.
The gentleman donated it to the city, you know, to put a smile on Londoner's face, he said. I can't imagine such a fine young gentleman would have it in him to take another man's life.
He is always doing wonderful things for the city.
That's right, a man like that wouldn't stab someone, surely.
Mother, may we go to the McGilded Public Library after and borrow some more books?
I love how it inevitably ends up being the kid that Lewis gets.
How many Londoners live with their heads in their clouds? Do you people not know?
Also, why is there even a kid in the courtroom? For a
What
murder
kind of a
trial.
man? What kind of man Magnus McGilded really is?
Ah, yes, Baroque's theme, the best.
A miserable pile of secrets.
But enough talk! Have at you!
What kind of a man is he?
The philanthropist Magnus McGilded has enough wealth to purchase the entire city he claims to value so highly. But where did all that wealth come from? Your client is a Shylock, sir, and one with the very darkest of souls.
What?
Hey, look, if a bunch of kids kept chasing him for Lucky Charms, I'd probably be a little dark as well.
Stone the crows.
Now that's a phrase.
McGilded lent money at extortionate? Extortionate.
Yep.
McGilded lends money at extortionate rates of interest so his victims have no hope of repaying him. When they default, he takes possession of everything they own. He is a vulture that preys on the weak.
I've never heard any mention of that before.
Okay.
Yes, could you, provide some evidence
Yes.
in this court of law? Baroque. Evidence.
You're Baroque. You tell us.
Evidence. Can you provide evidence?
Phoenix Wright is yelling into Baroque's head, apparently.
There are 2 wolves inside of you! Your faculties haven't deserted you, I'm sure, madam. So has this thought not crossed your mind? Would a man wealthy enough to buy London in its entirety not have a carriage of his own? What possible reason could this man have had to make use of a public omnibus service? Who uses public transportation?
You're not.
Unless you're poor.
saying-
Who uses public transportation?
Okay, McGill
unless
is-
you're poor.
McGill is not poor, though. You're not.
I mean-
Also, the other issue is if he has so much money, as Naruto pointed out, why doesn't he have a lawyer?
Yeah, that too.
It is a little
Also,
sus.
he's probably frugal. Like, hey, I mean, even if you have all the money in the world and you're like, man, I could use my own bus, you could be like, but wait, why would I do that? I'll just use the public one.
You're not saying that.
The victim, a poor brickmaker, had next to nothing to his name save considerable financial liability. It will come as no surprise that his creditor was the accused, Magnus McGilded. But let it also be known that the very day Mr. Mason was killed was the final repayment date for his debts.
Good gracious!
The brickmaker was destitute. He had lost his house. He had not a shilling with which to repay his debts. In the end, his pitiful soul had the very last thing he owned taken from him. His life. By the merciless philanthropist pretender, Magnus McGilded.
I don't believe it.
I'd like to add something briefly.
Mr. Sato.
You claim that the victim had been lent money by Mr. McGilded. But where's the evidence you support your claim?
Thank you! Evidence!
Well, Ryunosuke didn't come up with it first, so it's kind of on him for not thinking
what
of
are you
that.
doing? What are you doing? What?
He's Dracula.
Stop! What is this?
He's Dracula.
Pray forgive the discourtesies of filling my hallowed chalice in a court of law.
Aha! There it is! Lord Van Zee's hallowed chalice!
How can this be considered acceptable?
It's fan service, Ryunosuke. Don't think about it.
Drinking in court, though!
But you're not British, so you don't get the fan service.
Shit.
But
Next.
I find myself in unexpectedly good humor. I had heard ladies from the Far East could show great courage. I didn't expect to experience it myself.
Well, in the next case, I will make sure, as a judicious to the offense, that I will bring us some sake for Naruhodo-san to drink, as I am actually too young to drink it myself.
Is there even...
But I am simply doing my job.
Wait, is there even sake in Britain? I don't think so.
Can Naruhodo drink it as cool as this guy is? He's
No.
exuding cool right now.
But not. But it can be. It can.
Okay,
be
but
a
I
show-
want
show
to
off.
point out something.
Yes.
His entire model is completely still, except his right arm. Like from the shoulder down, it's moving, but the rest of his model, except the eyes, is completely still. Not a pixel is moving.
I see some hair movement.
I don't see a single hair. There is no nothing. Only the eyes, only the right arm. And that's hilarious to me. What a pity that your display of courage is in vain.
But wait, he doesn't breathe then? He really is a vampire.
Yes! He is in the employ of the Lord of Darkness Dracula. He is the Reaper.
And yet this is the most amount of
Oh my
animation
god,
Ace
he's the
Attorney has
season 3
happened.
person.
What'd you say, Final?
He's the season 3 guy.
Dang
Season
right.
3?
Castlevania Season 3? No,
Season 3
you're talking
guy?
about Season 4. You're talking about Season 4.
Oh, season 4. Season 4.
Yeah. Okay.
The Season 4 guy? Holy
Anyway,
crap. It's been a while since I watched the show, so...
Did you watch the whole show?
Yeah, I did.
You remember the last guy they fought?
Oh, no, don't put him like that. I get why, but no.
All right.
our box
This
guy.
This is the debtor's ledger, which details all monies loaned by the accused. You will find the victim's name clearly recorded inside.
Oh,
Well, he got us.
Allow me to present this ledger as evidence.
But hey, we got evidence.
And pray forgive the discourtesy of raising my chalice in a toast to the enigmatic East at the same time.
A
I don't
marvelous
understand
toast,
a word you
Counsel.
just said.
I will gladly accept this new evidence. Debtor's ledger, a catalogue of... The victim owed a considerable sum.
And the accused made quite certain that he had ample recompense.
Ooh. Well, it would seem I've had the wool pulled over my eyes.
Oh no, she's grumpy. Oh no.
Don't make Grandma grumpy.
Regrettably, madam, that is the modus operandi of the accused.
And it's such a pretty little pot, too. What a scoundrel. Still, maybe it's all for the best.
Wait a minute. Let's think about this a little more.
I don't stand for nonsense.
That's an execution, is what that was.
Well, we lost the case, guys. Fun game. Time to leave.
There's still a judge.
That was it. The last juror's decision.
The judge still decides, guys.
If the judge still decides, what's the point of the jury?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no, ask Capcom.
Ask Shoot Tsukumi.
according to this encyclopedia of British law, when all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. That's what it says here.
The final verdict. It's over then.
For a moment there, I thought Lewis was going to start being Ryunosuke. I was like, nope, you're not. This isn't Phoenix.
Look, I can't help it.
There's a footnote, though.
Oh, good. There's a loophole. Excellent. A footnote?
Yes, it's a note that you put on your feet.
All 6 members of the jury are now in agreement in this case.
Allow me to convey my respect for your swift and righteous decision.
Is his left arm okay?
It's fine.
Don't worry about
According
it.
to the laws of this court, I will now conclude the trial by delivering my final verdict. I trust there are no objections.
I like that he
Stress.
said, according to the laws of my country. It's like, but, sir, you're in your country. Why do you need to say that?
Just common courteous policies. I don't know. Following procedures. Miss Susato.
We have Easterners here. We have to explain.
They didn't know that until, like, the very last seconds. Why would he be like, I gotta say this is according to my country, we gotta do this? It's like, but, sir, you're a judge in your country. You're just in your country. Who cares?
He's being courteous to
Okay.
the 2 Far Easterners that are in his court. Because someone has to be. Because it's not gonna be Baroque.
Miss
If it ain't
Susato,
Baroque, don't fix it.
just tell me one thing.
Oh, yes?
You were in the middle of saying something before. The footnote in your Encyclopedia of British Law. However, the defense... What did it say next?
Well, actually, I was talking about notes you put on your feet, but of course, in my book here, one moment. When all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, Court proceedings are suspended, and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. Then the footnote says, however, the defense has the right to demand a summation examination of the jurors at this point.
I don't know what that means.
It means a summation examination.
Summation examination?
You're examining the sum of the jurors.
Summation examination? What does that even mean? Anyway, from which century has that tome you have there been resurrected?
It did go through.
Whatever. Whatever.
Judging from the binding, I would say that book is at least 50 years old. Just a guess. Any modern text on British law wouldn't even give such an antiquated procedure a mention. It's a relic, long forgotten and certainly no longer practiced.
But it's not illegal.
So you're out of luck.
But it's not illegal.
So they're like.
So you're saying there's a chance?
They're like, oh yes, our history, it's so rooted in this, and they're like, oh, you found something historical? No, that doesn't count. but what? And if it's only 50 years old, that proves that your legal system is not doing as well as it should be. Because you're like, oh yeah, that's from the old times. The old times is only 50 years ago, dude. That's like, I don't know, 15 years before you were born?
I love how topical this has all been.
1972 was 50 years ago.
That is true. Disco.
What even is it, Mr. Sato? This so-called summation examination.
Disco, Naruhodo-san. Oh, 1 moment, and I'll read about it.
You would demand the right to a procedure before you even understand what it entails? Typical Nipponese.
You know, you just sit there, okay, sir? We're gonna be looking over this in the next video, but first, before we do that...
I'm sorry, did I stutter? Is that not what you are doing right now?
I have to be fair to you, Mr. Baroque, sir. You did bring in a glass of wine and didn't share it with the rest of the court.
It's
not
fan
that I can have
service.
it.
It's fan service. You wouldn't know that if you weren't Nipponese.
I think quite many people, this sheath here is actually a person. Never mind. That part was the sheath, isn't it?
What was that?
I'm the soul trapped in the knife, help me.
That was me trying to connect two thoughts and it didn't work.
It's the speech bubble being attached to the knife, isn't it?
Aye, alright, Mr. Naruhodo, I'm the knife.
Oh my god! This knife is talking! It's haunted! Oh, sorry, yes, I just don't really like blades.
That's racist, Mr. Naruhodo.
Well, I mean, he doesn't like guns either.
These don't seem to be the words of a man with a large katana slung from his waist.
That's
Dang,
not a
she
blade.
got you there.
That's Kazuma's soul.
It's still a blade.
No. Anyway, there's no sense in delaying it. Let's see what the blade looks like. I want to finish this video by just examining these so we can get this out of
It
the way.
looks rusted. Oh no, that's just blood. Never mind.
Ugh, that looks a lot like blood.
It surely is blood. The victims.
Ugh. An Englishman's blood looks a lot like a Japanese man's blood.
Blood is blood.
Blood.
Congratulations.
Did you think it wouldn't?
Sorry, it's just that we've only just arrived here in Great Britain. I'm finding it a little hard to adjust.
What does that have to do with the blood?
You've seen blood at least twice now.
Did you think British blood was gonna be purple or something?
Yes, I do understand.
No, it was the M. But it could be W for Wumbo.
Wombo combo. An ordinate letter M. Undeniably Mr. Magnus McGilda's initial.
And it's beautifully gilded too. It must be very valuable, I should think. What is it?
Look at this M. If you turn it upside down, it becomes a W. This could change everything.
Okay, hear me. Okay, alright. So...
A W.
It's not that he's not...
the video.
It's not that he's not wrong. And he's not. But... So, you see that, like, little swirl?
Yeah.
Okay, that's usually something you do at the end of writing something.
Unless you're being
Not at the
super
beginning.
fancy. Unless you're being super fancy.
Not at the beginning. If you're being super fancy, it would be at both ends. Come on, man.
You don't know that. It could be just a zigzagging line for all we know, and it's not supposed to actually be a letter.
It's true, we can't read English, even though we're an English major.
Yes, this is one of those, turnabout cases. I'm sure of it. Yeah, it will be eventually.
I'm afraid I don't know it all. But what I am sure of is that this is an M.
Oh. Well, that idea was quickly squashed. Or quashed. Alright,
It
one
was
more
quickly
thing to
washed,
check.
too.
This portfolio must contain all sorts of secrets of London's gentry.
Oh dear. Do you think we really ought to look inside?
Yes? Well, it's not as though we know any of London's gentry personally, is it? Apart from our great detective friend, perhaps. Actually, I wonder.
Check, do it!
Are you sure you will not find Mr. Sean's name inside?
You don't know that!
Well, let's see what we find. Lots of squiggles.
It's such a beautiful language.
It's crammed full of gentlemen's names, isn't it?
Well, I suppose they're probably not all gentlemen at all, are they? After all, not everyone in this country is well off.
This.
What is it?
Look at this. Do you see the name here?
Bruce Fairplay. Oh. Should that mean something to me?
No, it shouldn't.
It does sound strangely familiar, actually.
Not a hold of something. Are you not paying attention? Bruce Fairplay. The wit is testifying at this very moment.
Look, we've been talking about Reboot and Castlevania. I don't know what's going on anymore.
We don't know what any of those things are. We've been trying to do a court session here.
Oh, yes, of course, the banker. Why is his name in here? He borrowed 20 guineas, did he? And look, the repayment date is fast approaching.
Possible that this is just coincidence, of course. But this could be very useful information.
Oh, details have been updated. Among the defendant's list of debtors is Bruce Fairplay, who would have been due to repay his loan imminently.
Ooh.
It was nice of the defense to give us that updated information.
Okay, well, we're gonna stop there because I wanted to get that evidence out of the way before we continue to talk about what the summation examination is in the next video. So Vancy's just gonna sit there while we do our research. We'll see you all then.
Typical YouTube Let's Players. Cutting things off when it's getting good.
Yep.
It's called suspense.